Hello, my dear listeners. It's Fox, and I'm delighted to welcome you once more to our shared journey into stories that linger long after the last word is spoken. Tonight, we enter a tale both wondrous and profound, a story of longing, of curiosity, of the twists and turns that life can weave. A story that, despite its origins in distant centuries, speaks directly to the desires and fears we carry even today. I've always been drawn to these tales, not simply for the magic they offer, but for the delicate truths they hide within their folds. What compels me, and perhaps will compel you, is how they explore human nature through metaphor and imagination. In Tangled, we witness the consequences of desire, the pursuit of freedom, and the tender, often perilous journey toward love and understanding. There is beauty in the shadows here, and wisdom in the choices our characters make. This story comes to us from the Brothers Grimm, Jacob and Wilhelm, scholars and collectors of folk tales in 19th century Germany. They preserved stories whispered across generations, tales that served not just to entertain, but to instruct, to warn, to reveal the complexities of human hearts. Tangled, also known in some translations as Rapunzel, has endured for over a century precisely because it balances the magical with the deeply human, the fantastical with the familiar. As we begin, I invite you to imagine a remote, sun-dappled garden hidden behind high stone walls. The air is heavy with the fragrance of herbs and wildflowers, and somewhere water trickles gently from a fountain. Beyond the garden lies a tower, tall, lonely, and silent, yet whispering secrets in the wind. The moss-covered stones, the shadowed forest around it, the soft rustle of leaves, all of these are threads in the tapestry of the tale we are about to explore. So draw your chair a little closer, settle in, and let the evening's quiet enfold you. Together we will climb the spiral of mystery, hope, and longing that is Tangled. And now, Story 1, Tangled. Once upon a time, in a quiet village, there lived a man and a woman who longed for a child. Yet no matter how earnestly they wished, their arms remained empty. The woman one day noticed a small garden brimming with verdant, tender herbs, hidden behind a wall, and in the very center grew the most delicate, vibrant plant she had ever seen. A sprig of rampion, which the villagers called Rapunzel. Its leaves shimmered with a dew-like gleam in the morning light, and the scent was so intoxicating that her heart ached with longing. She turned to her husband, and in a voice trembling with desire, she pleaded, "If only I could taste the Rapunzel, even a single leaf, I would give anything." The man, torn between fear and devotion, resolved to grant her wish. Under cover of night, he crept into the hidden garden where the rampion grew in abundance. But as he plucked the leaves with cautious hands, a voice, stern and chilling, rang through the air. "Who dares steal from my garden?" Before him stood a woman of formidable presence, her eyes like dark amber, her gaze unwavering. She was a witch feared by all who knew her, and she had tended this secret garden for years.
Trembling, the man fell to his knees and confessed, explaining the longing of his wife and her desperate craving. The witch's eyes softened, though only slightly. "Then promise me what you cannot give lightly," she said, and with a voice that trembled with authority and allure, she demanded, "Give me the child your wife bears when she is born." The man, consumed by guilt and fear for his wife's health, promised without pause. The witch departed, leaving him in the shadowed garden, haunted by the weight of his oath. When the child was born, a daughter of unmatched beauty and golden hair, the witch appeared, claiming the girl as promised, and the man and woman, though their hearts broke, had no choice but to relinquish her. The child was named Rapunzel, after the very leaves that had stirred the fateful desire, and the witch took her to a tower hidden deep in the forest. The tower had no doors, no stairs, only a single window near the very top. There Rapunzel grew, learning to speak with the birds, to read the runes etched into the stones, and to sing with a voice that could summon tears and laughter alike. The witch visited her daily, climbing the tower by calling, "Rapunzel, Rapunzel, let down your hair." And Rapunzel would lower the long golden braid, glinting in the sunlight, so that the witch might ascend. Years passed, and Rapunzel's hair grew to such length that it seemed to embody the passage of time itself, flowing like a river of gold, soft yet impossibly strong. She knew nothing of the world beyond the tower, only the distant song of the birds, the whispers of the wind, and the tales that the witch told to keep her within. One day, as the forest lay bathed in twilight, a prince riding through the woods heard a voice unlike any he had ever known, singing. Drawn as if by enchantment, he found the tower and listened to the melody that poured from its solitary window. Night after night he returned, hiding among the trees, enchanted by the purity and longing in Rapunzel's song. At last he dared to speak. "Who is it that sings so?" he called, his voice trembling, and Rapunzel, startled yet unafraid, answered. Soon they conversed, sharing words of curiosity and wonder, and in the unfolding nights a bond blossomed, one that surpassed the walls of stone, one that promised hope amidst captivity. The witch, of course, discovered the prince's visits. Rage and cruelty blazed in her heart. One evening she seized Rapunzel and in a fit of wrath cut the golden hair that had been the tower's sole link to the outside world. She cast Rapunzel into a desolate wilderness, a place where the sun barely pierced the tangled trees, leaving the girl to wander, lost and afraid, yet still alive, still resilient. The prince, finding only the shorn braid, fell from despair and wandered the forest blind, pierced by thorns and sorrow, until months passed like endless nights. Yet fate, that subtle weaver, drew them together again. Rapunzel, surviving by her wits and courage, stumbled upon the wounded prince. Her tears of reunion fell upon his eyes, and miraculously they restored his sight. Together they returned to the prince's kingdom, where Rapunzel's strength, kindness, and beauty were celebrated, not as a captive, but as a queen of her own destiny. And the witch, stripped of her power and envy, faded into legend, a cautionary figure in a tale that would be told for generations to come.